Once you have your electric motor and room for it in the motorcycle, you're going to need a motor adapter plate. Now what that does is it physically connects the electric motor to the frame of the motorcycle. Now another thing you want to do is instead of trying to hold up the motor there and figure out exactly where you want it to go, you could instead download a PDF or an info sheet for your electric motor. In this case, I've got one right here that this is it's information about the motor. It has the torque curve, the range of speeds at different voltages, and also an image of the motor itself. Now, if you take this on your computer through pretty much any imaging program, you can blow it up to life size. Since there's these marks on here saying exactly how big things are, you can use those to make sure that you get that sizing correct. So you'll be able to make something like this. And this is going to be useful as a template for figuring out the space and where you're going to put the motor. So if I took this printout and then I just cut it out, I now have a simple paper template of my electric motor that I can use to figure out where exactly the motor is going to go and how to mount it. It looks like that's just about the perfect location for the motor. It fits in nicely between the frame and the space that I need for the batteries. So if we just take our piece of paper template, we could then tape it down onto, say, a piece of scrap cardboard. So what we can do is wherever we need attachment points coming off of it, we can just draw those right on there on top of the motor pattern. So a quick snip of the scissors means that I can now fit this down in here, and I can look at where we've got those attachment points and then just make sure to include them as part of my template here. Alternatively, you could also put this piece directly onto a piece of metal with either painter's tape or maybe even some rubber cement. Now what I did for my motor plate was I used a 1/4-inch aluminum plate, partly because it's something I already had around and it's easy to work with. It's pretty easy to drill through and to cut. Now another thing you want to keep in mind is when your plate is ready and you put it in there, you're going to run threaded rod through the frame, through the plate, and through the other end of the frame, securing both ends of that threaded rod with nuts. And then you're also going to have a nut on either side of the adapter plate. Here's that third point of attachment. It comes up behind the mounting plate and then connects to that frame rail. At this point, you can now put the motor onto the plate, put the 4 mounting bolts through, and torque those down.